Hey guys, Keebler here for WYSADWTA and WYSADWTA here today with a pretty special CD video for you guys. So I have a lot more CDs than I usually do this week, but this is also special in the fact that as of my count, this is now my 100th CDs, or like this brings my grand total CDs up to 100, which is amazing. Well, for me anyway. But anyway, enough about that. Cue music. Alright, so let's just get right into it. Alright, so pretty much all the CDs that I have here for you guys are pretty much all the Offspring's studio albums. So let's start with the first one, which is their self-titled album. And what that label kind of says there is, warning, this is not a new Offspring album. It was originally recorded in 1989. It contains punk rock, which may be habit forming. So it's pretty much their first CD, but but it was a reissued CD because the CD says it was, because it says right here, copyright 1995. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah. So yeah, this is their first CD, but yeah, it was released in 89, I believe. Well, obviously, 89. So I wouldn't say I like this album because, well, I mean, it's their first album, and nobody's first album is ever a banger unless you're, like, you know, I guess really lucky or just a really good songwriter. But yeah, so songs I really okay, I thought it was coming apart. Alright, so songs I really like off of this album are probably Crossroads, Terran. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I don't know why I did that thing, but I just did. And Kill the President. That's actually a really good one. It's just the last song off of this album. Next album I got for you is their second album, obviously. Ignition. Forgot the name for a second. Is there anything special about this CD? Well, I don't think there's anything in particularly special about this CD. It's, well, I think on which song was it? Oh yeah, on LAPD, I mean, they say the N-word up, if you haven't already noticed that. I mean, they have a lyric sheet in here, but I'm not gonna, you know, spend a while going through it because, you know, why would I? I mean, I don't have that kind of time. But actually, that's actually one of my more favorite songs off of this album, and what is this? Let's Take It Like a Man. That was it. I couldn't see it because the spacing's kind of weird. And Dirty Magic, probably. That's actually a pretty good one. There's actually a remastered version of it on their latest album that I'll show you here soon. But I'd probably say I like this version better. All right. And their third album, which kind of made them more or less mainstream, would be Smash, right here. And it's kind of weird, actually, well, for multiple reasons. One, it's their third, it's their third studio album, and this is more or less what got them into the mainstream. And it's kind of weird because Green Day kind of more or less had the same formula where their third album got launched into the mainstream. And it wasn't by the same record company, unfortunately, but the really weird thing is both of these CDs made both bands really famous. It was both their third albums, and they were both released in 1994, which is, I guess, I mean, it's coincidence, but, I mean, I guess people would say, oh, hey, Green Day and Offspring are the same people, or something like that. But the thing is, the first song, Time to Relax, it's not really a song, it's like an intro. It's like this guy pretty much just like saying, hey, thank you for buying this CD. Now let's sit back and relax and listen to some Offspring or something like that. And then the last song, which is Smash, it kind of just ends with the same guy saying, hey, thanks for, you know, listening to the CD. And then it's followed by like 3 or 4 minutes of just silence. And then there's kind of this like weird kind of funky version, or like kind of psychedelic, I don't know what to call it, version of Keep 'Em Separated, which is probably actually my least favorite song off of this album, because I don't know, I just don't really like it. It's like one of their more, I think it's one of their singles, but again, I don't really like it. But what I do like is probably Bad Habit, Gotta Get Away, well, technically the name of the song is Keep Them Separated, but there's a lot of people that call it Come Out and Play, and or it's called Come Out and Play, but there's a lot of people that call it Keep Them Separated. What else? What Happened to You? That's actually really cool. And Self-Esteem, I like it, but it's probably not one of my favorites. So, yeah, that's the song right here. Alright, on to their next CD. Am I holding this right? Yep. Ixnay on the Ombre. So again, like the last album, it's the first song is kind of, it's like disclaimer, which saying, oh, this has, you know, like bad words and, you know, suggestive themes or crap like that. And then the last song again is like something is like a song followed by 3 or 4 minutes of like silence, and I don't think there's a song at the end, but I can't really remember like what it was like what it was that was like on the end of that, but it's, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so favorites I probably had to say are, let's see, Me and My Old Lady. That's actually pretty decent. Gone Away. All I Want, obviously, and probably Amazed, I'd say, are my favorites off of Ixnay on the Ombre. Did I say the name of it? No, I probably did. Alright, so next album that they have, Americana. I was about to say Americana for some weird reason, I don't know why. Anyway, nothing too special about this album. It's not, I mean, there's nothing that really stands out about this one. Again, it has, you know, it has the hits that, like, Pretty Fly for a White Guy, and The Kids Aren't Alright, and Why Don't You Get a Job, which are probably my favorite songs off of this one, but again, it's like standard Offspring album, not really particular fun. I mean, it's good, it's not really my favorite, but I probably won't be listening to it for a while, or I might, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, you don't know. Alright, next album, which is probably tied with another album for my favorite Offspring album, which is Conspiracy of One. And I think, I'm not sure if it was Bad or Lex that said that they didn't like this album, or like this was their least favorite album, or like their most hated album or something like that. I can't remember who. But either way, so again, like the last like 3 albums, there was like this intro here saying like, hi, welcome to the album. And then last song followed something after like 3 or 4 minutes of silence. So, which is kind of like a weird thing that I noticed. Like, they did that with pretty much every one of their early albums, or at least their albums that were released in the 90s anyway, because this was released in, what was it, 2000, alright? So, yeah, favorite hits off of these, I probably have to say, Intro, no, I'm just kidding. Coming Out Swing, actually, you know, now that I look at it, there's, the only songs I probably don't like off of this are probably just Vultures and, Damn It, I Changed Again. Those are probably the only 2 songs I don't really like that much off of this album, because this is a really good album. Or, yeah, because like I said, it's tied with my, favorite Offspring album, which is gonna come up here, not this one, but the next one coming up after that. So, next album that I have is Splinter. I was about to say Spinner. I don't know why. And I gotta say, I'm not really particularly fond of this album. I guess you could say it's probably my least favorite album, but because the only song that I really somewhat like is Can't Get My Head Around You, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm not really particularly fond of this album, but like I said, not every album is a banger. Unlike this album, which is my favorite, which is Rise and Fall of Rage and Grace, or yeah, Rise and Fall of Rage and Grace. I always get these bits mixed up for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, kind of like with Conspiracy of One, there's really not a single song that I don't like off of this album. Except for, actually, you know, I'm pretty sure like every single one of these songs of this album is actually pretty good. So it probably might be more of my favorite than Conspiracy of One is. But yeah, But yeah, I'd probably definitely say this is definitely my more favorite album, and yeah, anybody who can or will check it out. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, like a lot of people who've probably only ever briefly heard of The Offspring or probably have only heard You're Gonna Go Far Kid, which is off of this album. And it's good. Like I said, I like every song on this album, but like it's not my favorite. That probably had to be either Half Truism, which is literally the first song, or what was it? Oh yeah, so either Half Truism or Hammerhead are definitely probably my favorite, or like my all-time favorites off that album. But every single song off of that is really great. I definitely recommend that. And finally, their most recent album, Days Go By. It's their most recent album, but it came out in 2012, I believe. Yep, 2012. Because it says so, like, right here. You can't really read it because it's, like, this big. And, yeah, there's not, again, I really like, let's see, The Future Is Now and Secrets from the Underground. And, what was their last? And their last song, Slim Pickens. Well, I mean, the full title of the song is Slim Pickens Does the Right Thing and Rides the Mom to Hell, but who has time to read all that? Or say all that, even. Except for me right now, obviously. But yeah, those are definitely my favorites off of this album, and like I said earlier, this album has a re-recorded version of Dirty Magic, which is the 9th track. Actually, hold on. I want to check something, because this is the 9th track off of this album. I'm not sure if it's the 9th track off of the other one. It's not. No. Okay, I thought that was... Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that because it would have been like really weird, like, oh, Dirty Magic is like the 9th track or something like that. But yeah, definitely like this album. Like I said, I really like Futures Now, Secrets from the Underground, and Slim Pickens. So yeah, so those are my CDs for you guys. And like I said, this is marking my 100th CD, so really awesome. I can't believe I actually got that far. But anyway, if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions for any bands that you think I should listen to, make sure you comment them down below. And don't forget to subscribe. And once again, I'm Pat Keebler for WYSADWTA. Bye!